Hello Roneaks Royalties, welcome to another tutorial. Please do well to watch this video to the end and do not forget to subscribe, plus turn on your notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. I love the energy you have been giving me on this channel. It means a lot to me. I can't take them for granted. Thank you. So materials needed for this style are the velvet ribbon, the fringe, and you need the bias for the neckline in case you're not using facing, and then you'll be needing your hemming gum. Now here is my front and back pattern on fold. To fold yours, it's the largest circumference divided by 4 plus 4 inches. Now, the 4 inches added is for the side his allowance and the front slit and for zipper space on the back pattern, just in case you are adding zipper. So I'm making this for those that are adding zipper and those that are not adding zipper to theirs. Just watch and follow the process. This is a very simple tutorial, guys. So go ahead to mark your lines as shown. From the shoulder, I mark 10 inches for my chest line. Then the next line is my waistline, which is 17 inches. The next line is my hip line, which is 25 inches. The next line is my knee line, which is 36 inches. And the next line I have is my length line, which is 56 inches plus my 2 inches folding allowance. Now to create the vertical line, you can see there it's your 2 inches marked inward, and that's the same on the back pattern. This 2 inches is for the front slit and for the back zipper space. So I went ahead to take my shoulder divided by 2 and I placed the same value on the chest line to get a square in order to shape the armhole. Now do a shoulder slope of 1 inch. Starting from the slit line, you're going to mark your neck width, which is going to be, for mine, is 4 inches. The neck depth for the back is 2 inches, and the neck depth for the front is 4 inches. Just mark as shown. Then you're just going to connect with a curve like so. Connect the slope to the neckline as shown. Then mark whatever you have from the chest line to the slope point rather, and divide whatever you have there by 2 and come in by ½ an inch to shape for our front armhole. And then I'm just going to shape the back armhole now. Place your curved ruler like so. Shape it as shown. So the front armhole is deeper than the back armhole. On the chest line, place your bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches. The waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches. The hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Now minus 1 inch from the value you placed on your hip line, and then you place the same on the knee line, and the same will be going to the full length line. So connect all your points together. Now blend this point in to avoid sharp edges. Then go ahead to cut so that we can remove the back pattern. Now on the waistline, transfer that line you have on the front waistline to the back waistline so that we can do 100% tightening in order to make our zipper space lay flat whether you are using zipper or not. This makes your zipper space looking very nice. So I will not be adding any zipper to this gown because my clients do not want any zipper at the back. Now mark 1 inch inward, then connect that to the neckline and also to the hip line, like so. That's for your 100% back tightening. This makes the back area lay as flat as possible. Now go ahead to notch that 2 inches mark on the neck line. Now slash that open to the hem as shown. Now on the hem, mark 2 inches inward and notch so that when you are stitching, it will be easier to align all these points together. Pick your front pattern to shape out the neckline as well as the armhole area. Do not forget we have a slit in front of our pattern and it's 4 inches. Go ahead, mark that. After marking, notch that 2 inches mark there and also notch it at the hem as shown. Slash this front pattern open also as shown. Now go ahead to fold for your sleeve. To fold your sleeve, you do your armhole divided by 2 plus 1. So here is the 2 sleeves. Now starting from that line, I came down by 4.5 for my cap's height. Now the fringe I worked with in this video is about 8 inches long. So the fabric stopped around our 3/4 sleeve, around this point, and then the fringe is used to complete it to this length. So you have to do your 3/4 length plus 8 inches, and that's for the fringe addition. So the 3/4 I worked with here is 17 inches plus 1 inch stitching allowance. Now place your armhole divided by 2 plus 1 here. Now from this point I have marked on, connect like so with a ruler. Then you are just going to divide whatever you have from this point to the other part, divide it by 2 and mark the center. Then 6 divided by 2 will give us 3, mark it like that. From the 3 inches mark, go up by half an inch. Then divide that point also, that's 6 by 2, then go down from that point by half inch. Then connect it as shown. Just curve it in like that and then go to the center point, then down to the half inch and straight down to the last point. Moving on to the sleeve width, I have sleeve width 12 inches divided by 2, we have 6 plus 1, we have 7. Connect from that armhole to the sleeve width as shown. Then go ahead to mark the armhole area as shown so that you confirm that it is accurate. Then go ahead to cut it. Now pick the front pattern and go to the knee line. Come down by 8 inches from the knee line. Now you have to start the stitching from that 4 inches mark we have on the chest area, like so. You are going to start stitching from this point down to the 8 inches we have after the knee line. Now from the 8 inches to the hem will be our front slit. So I went ahead to turn the neckline of my front and my back pattern with a bias, then I pressed the style line of the front pattern open as shown. Now go to the hem as shown and fold in 1 inch. And then you're just going to fold in 1 inch and stitch from this point upward. You do the same on the second part. Fold the hem as shown also and stitch it down. Go ahead to give it a good press. Please guys, be attentive here, just follow as shown. Now place your hemming gum on the 1 inch you stitched down as shown. Then you put your sequin trimmings on it as shown and then you press it down with your iron. So can we see how beautifully that came out? You're just going to do all this all through, then you do that till you get to the hem, and then you do the same thing on the second part. Okay, my people, if you are getting value in this video, please consider subscribing to this channel, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified each time I upload new video. I love you for the encouragement I got on my last video, and this is what is giving me the enthusiasm to do more. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. So you're just going to make sure that this comes very close to each other so that there will be no space in between as you iron. Now you are going to be stitching down the edges of the velvet trimmings. Okay, stitch it down as shown, because the hemming gum is just to keep the velvet trimmings in place. Now we are moving on to the fringe placement. As you can tell on the picture, the first fringe placement is on the shoulder line, and that's after we join the shoulders together. And the second fringe placement is on the bust as shown. You're just going to mark from the shoulder as shown. Mark for the two sides on the chest line. Go ahead to rule that for accuracy as shown. Moving on to the third fringe placement, which is on the waist as shown. Mark it as shown. Now mark 1.5 inches away from the velvet trimmings as shown. From the 1.5 inches marked, you will mark 4 inches where we'll be placing our fringe. Do the same on this part, this part, this part. So the fringe will be doubled. So that means we have unfold. You're just going to place unfold as shown, 4 inches. Okay, so to make it a little fuller, just go ahead to cut it off and then place your velvet trimmings on it, and that will be 4 inches too. Now go ahead to do the same thing you have here on all of the other parts that you'll be placing your fringe. So we want to work on our sleeve. Here I went ahead to notch my hemming part. Just fold over this way, fold again and stitch it down. So we are preparing that part for our fringe placement. Now place your fringe as shown, and also do not forget to double it for fullness. So here is the final look after stitching it to the sleeve. Now place your front pattern on your back pattern, right side facing, to do the pocket placement. Now from the shoulder, I came down by 2 inches below my waistline as shown. From that point, you're just going to come down for your pocket length after notching that part by 7 inches. Mark and notch that part too. You do the same on the other sides of the gown. So here is my pocket. I folded into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on that part I mark ½ inch upward, and then now the pocket opening. So the wideness is 7 inches plus 1 inch stitching allowance on both sides. Then you place your hand on it as shown like this. Then you shape it on both sides. Now shape and cut out. Now place your pocket piece on the notched part as shown. Pin it down. Pin down. Do the same on the other sides of the front pattern and on the back pattern. Then stitch this part as shown. Moving on, we want to fix our sleeves. right side facing right side, and the notch there will go onto the shoulder seam as shown. Pin that down to make it easier for you when you are stitching and for accuracy. Stitch from that point to the right and to the left. After joining the two sleeves, you are now going to work on the last fringe placement, which is on our shoulder line as shown. If you have been watching up until this moment, you are family, and I have to tell you, I love you so much. Thank you for always encouraging and stopping by. So after you are done with this fringe placement, you're just going to stitch the sides together. You bring the sleeves together and stitch the sides to the hem. And so we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Do well to turn on your notification bell to get notified. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one.